What's up, people? Welcome back to another episode of Sports and Superheroes, the podcast where we talk about sports and superhero entertainment news from the past week. This is going to be a couple weeks past because we missed last week. We had life, so things happened. We were a little too busy. I got a kid that's doing football now, so my week is not mine anymore. And Marcus has some stuff to do too. So,
Yeah, I was hanging out with my kid the last 2 weeks I missed because we weren't even in a state. We was out of state doing stuff, hanging
see,
out. So
black
yeah,
man doing things. So you gotta love us to be outside in the world. But with that being said, we got a lot of news to come at y'all. So I am Sammy. I do the superheroes. This is Marcus. He does the sports. Say what's up to the people, Marcus.
what's up, Charles? What's up? Yeah,
And with
I'm
that, we're
back.
gonna just jump right into it.
Yeah,
Besides all the stuff y'all need to do is hit that subscribe, hit that like, follow, check out all our social medias, all that's down below. If you're on YouTube, hit that hype button because YouTube is a hype machine now, and they want y'all to push it. So go ahead and push it, show the love that you got for us for the podcast. We greatly appreciate it. And we still got voice message. You can send us a voice message or read it or let it play on the podcast. Y'all can ask us a question as long as it's not something too weird. We'll probably answer it. And with that all being said, let's jump into the first story. Marcus, go ahead.
I want to talk about two goofy ass people. All right, I want
Marcus,
to talk
we're a
about.
minute 30 seconds
Hey,
in. No cussing.
I I didn't curse. I want to talk about Royce White. Oh, scary eye, goofy ass. Yeah, I'm cursing. What I'm talking about Royce White, goofy ass, who had to leave the NBA because he's scared of flying planes. And I want to talk about Enes Kanter. Now he didn't add a freedom to his name. I want to talk about his goofy ass too. He wasn't that good in the NBA. He just tall and goofy. So let me tell you why we talk about these two goofies. So these two goofies declared their eligibility for the 2027 WNBA draft. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This move is a political protest against the WNBA's transgender inclusion policies,
Oh, yeah.
exploiting a loophole where the league's collective bargaining agreement required players to be women without explicitly defining the term.
Mm-hmm.
So since they were like, oh, we're going into so because it doesn't like give a very clear definition of what it really
Mm-hmm.
means. And I blame also some of this on Sophie Cunningham because she made a statement about transgenders in sports where the number of transgenders in sport is actually really low. I think it's like 10%, 11%. I
Mm-hmm.
know we've talked about that on this podcast a long time ago about I think some sports it's not I don't think it should happen. Like more combat sports, I believe no. Not in like like boxing, UFC
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Heck no. I have a strong belief on that. No one can change my mind. I don't care what you say or put in the comments. When it comes to combat sports like that, no, because that is very dangerous. I don't care. But back to these two goofies. Uh, yes, so they want to say that they identify as women as their reasoning for wanting to enter the WNBA draft. Uh, Kanter claimed that other male professional players from overseas, the G League, and the NBA are also considering joining the movement if the rules are not changed. The WNBA's Players Association and inclusion advocate commend the move as bad faith mockery, and former NBA players like Patrick Beverly publicly criticized these two goofies for doing this. The WNBA leadership face pressure to clarify the official eligibility and participation definitions. So yeah, they saw that there was no clear definition. So I agree with Pat Beverly and the WNBA. They're making a mockery of women's sport,
Yeah.
and at a time where especially this time, the climate, and especially in America, it's like that can easily go a whole, you know, other direction. And like it's just bad. You know, 'cause like I said, I don't agree with what they're doing. I see what they're doing, and I understand the political statement they're making or trying to make. I just don't agree with the execution of how they went about it.
Yeah,
So it's like, why are you even worried about what the women? Should Don't you try to get a contract overseas somewhere? And yeah, and like I said, Royce White, like I said, he's scared to fly on an airplane. So now what? Sit your goofy ass down, man.
I did hear something about him being scared to fly on an airplane, and I was like, "What is this about?" I didn't know what it was about, but I
Eh,
did see the one guy saying he identified as a woman, and that
Yeah,
he is gonna go into the draft. I was like, "What are we doing here?"
right.
Um,
Just
it's
just put
just
out a
silly.
just put out a statement and keep it moving, man. Like no one cares about you two. You're not in the league no more. You NBA career is over. Like
I mean,
if it wasn't for this publicity stunt that they're pulling, no one would be talking about these two.
very true.
So I guess it's a good way to get your name out there, but y'all ain't getting back in the league.
Yeah.
Yo, yo, when it,
I
it,
guess they
it,
they didn't have enough of their little time as fame. They trying to get a couple extra minutes now. That's
I
all it
mean,
is.
by NBA standards, they both suck. I mean, granted, they play normal people like you and me. They're kick our ass in basketball, but for NBA standards, you suck. Go sit down. Go do something else. Like no one wants to see you.
Mm.
Just yeah.
That's the sucks is we still have to deal with this, but I humans are humans. We're still gonna find somebody to hate. Once we fix one thing, you're gonna find something else to hate. It's just human nature to hate something that which we consider different, which is not really different at all. It's just actually that whole look at this and not look at my flaws kind of situation. That's all it really is. Don't look how bad I did in NBA. Look at me do this now though, and look at their flaws, and it just sucks. But unfortunately, that's human nature at times. But hopefully, this goes away pretty soon. These guys can fade off into obscurity like they already were before.
Oh, it'll go away soon because something else will happen, and then we'll forget all about it. It's
Mm,
just how it works.
okay.
So yeah.
Well, speaking of how it works, Disney had their D23 Expo. I'm not gonna talk about everything. I'm trying to talk about as much as possible. Of course, they talked about a lot of the Disney movies, animated movies they're making. They're making a Coco 2, which is crazy. I don't know what they're gonna do with continue that
Oh,
story. Yeah, I didn't know they were
that
doing
was
that.
good. The first one was
The
good.
first one was
I, I'm
real
not,
good.
I'm not gonna hold you. It kind of got me emotional.
Oh, I
Because
cried on it. I took.
because my grandma was like when she was on this earth, she was like the most important person in my life. Like
Mm-hmm.
mother figure for me. So watching that movie, like I don't think I can watch it now because since that movie's come out, she's like, no longer with us.
Uh
But
huh.
like that movie, it was a dope movie.
It's a good movie. It's
I don't know if I
very
can
well
watch the
done.
second one. I gotta see what the uh story is about
The
that.
premise is, yeah, it was
Yeah.
very well done. They got Invincibles 3 is coming out. Um, they of course they showed a little bit of Lilo and Stitch 2. They're making the sequel to that live action one. The Hex movie, they talked a little more about that. They talk about Tangled, the live action Tangled, they're doing that. But with the big Marvel stuff they announced, they showed a trailer for Vision Quest. It's gonna be the end of Wanda's trilogy, TV trilogy. Because first you had Wanda and Vision, then you had Agatha all the way, and now you have Vision Quest. That's gonna be the trilogy right there to end that whole series right there. And the trailer looked interesting. We're dealing with Vision trying to figure out who he is in his head. And he has a human form where he's working at a bar, but at night he goes into like the cooler and he shuts his mind off or shuts powers down or recharging, and he goes into his own brain, and he has his whole world in his brain. And in his brain we see dang, I just blanked on the dude's name. What is um dang it. Uh Not Vision, but it's on the tip of my tongue and I just can't get it out. Dang it. Well, in his mind, he's working with other robots that they know in the Avengers Age of Ultron. What is that robot name? Oh, that's gonna just upset me. I gotta look for it now. Give me 1 second, because this is gonna upset me too much not to remember. Um, Vision. I forgot the name of the robot in Vision Quest. He's gonna be in it. Come on, show me. What's his name? Cass. Let's go to Cass real quick. Vision. Ultron. There we go. I couldn't think of the name Ultron. So Ultron is gonna be in Vision because Ultron is still part of Ultron's mind is in Vision still. And in Vision's head, he has his whole world that he's gone to and he's doing his thing. And within that world, he's trying to figure out who he is bit by bit. And then he comes to know that he has a son and he thought that was fake, but turns out to be real. And Ultron is in there in human form. There's a moment where you see Ultron in robot form and he comes, Vision goes, hey, no robot forms, only human avatars in here. So he makes his human avatar and he is with Vision. I think it's a cool concept of that, and explore that world. You see Vision in his normal Vision outfit, not white Vision, but his normal Vision, and it seems like it's gotten an upgrade. So we're gonna get an upgraded suit from him. He is Wiccan is on a screen in his vision, and he's talking to him. So he learns about Wiccan and being his son, and I didn't watch Agatha all the way, so I don't know how that ended, but Wiccan is a living being in the real world, so that's supposed to be Vision's son, so he's got that going for him. But it looks interesting. It looks slightly different than anything they've done, so that's cool, and I would love to see where it goes, so I'm excited for that. On top of that, we got another sneak peek at Doomsday. They did another trailer showing us a little more. They had Sue Storm narrating, talking about Victor, how he was a great person. He used to be the smartest person in the room, and then something happened to his family, which turned him dark. And then you have a scene with Doom and Reed Richards, and Reed is like, "Did you do this, Victor?" And they're going through it. They seem to have had a friendship beforehand, and he's stunned that he would do this. But we also see a little more extended version of the fight Doom had with Thor, where he stopped the hammer and he pushed it away, and he rises Sentinels out of the ground. Doom rises Sentinels out of the ground, which looked kind of really cool. We got a couple shots of some X-Men, no new shots of X-Men, but it was really cool to see him make those Sentinels come out the ground, and then we're gonna have a little more of a backstory of Doom. And I don't want to make him a tragic figure, and you kind of care about him, but that is kind of his story a little bit. But you do want to make a full rounded character, so there's that. They have to do that, which I'm kind of looking for. As side note, they have already almost. There's a good chance they're gonna hit 100 million in pre-sales alone for Doomsday. Right
Hmm.
now, it's sold out. It's sold out, and they're slowly adding more shows. This movie doesn't come out for another 4 months. Another 4 months, and it's already sold out where they need to add more shows. This
You
thing
got your
might be.
ticket?
Yeah, I got my ticket. I got my ticket. I go on Thursday at 1 o'clock. So I will have to take off work to go see it. And I'm pulling my kid out of school because I think he'll be in school by then. Unless it be, would that be winter break? That might be winter break. But yeah, I already got my ticket. I bought my ticket the moment they went on sale I think 3 weeks ago. I think it was 3 weeks ago when they went on sale, maybe even longer. But there's a good chance they'll hit 100,000, 100 million in pre-sales before the movie comes out, and it's a greater chance that they will hit 400 million in their first week, um, which would breathe a new record because Spider-Man: Brand New Day has taken the record as of uh first biggest opening day period, biggest domestic opening, which was $360 million. It beat Endgame. Spider-Man, speaking of Spider-Man: Brand New Day, it hit $2 billion. That movie has made $2 billion, and it's the second movie to hit $2 billion at in the amount of time, in the shortest amount of time possible. I think it was like 14 or 15 days, one of those. So still breaking records, killing it at the box office, and probably will keep going for a while now. But the last bit of news for D23 is they gave us the cast for X-Men. Yes, the new cast for X-Men, for the X-Men movie coming out in 2026. And that cast is, of course, we have Sadie Sink as Jean Grey. We've seen that in Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Spoilers if you didn't see that. Sorry, but it's made $2 billion. I'm pretty sure you saw it. And then for Cyclops, it is Kit Connor. This is interesting. Um, I don't know him per se, or I haven't watched things with him, or at least know that I've watched things with him. I know he's in what is that name of that show? Is it that show? I don't know. It's a show of I can't remember the name of the show. I should have looked it up. But in the show he plays a gay character, and people are, how can I say this, wondering if this means that Scott Summers' Cyclops will be bi in this movie. They're already kind of labeling that because of Kit Connor's roles in other things, which is kind of stupid, but kind of makes sense a little bit. Just because they're wondering if he's not um like heterosexual enough to be just regular straight for that character. I don't know. It's very weird. They're
Wait,
saying that they're making Cyclops bi-coded now, which is interesting and weird at the same time. They're trying to appeal to the new millennials. Um, Gen X, I guess they would be now. I don't even know what Gen is, the young people now. I don't know, but there's rumors of that. People are wondering about that now. Um, we'll have to see. I know there was a couple people rumored to be Cyclops that other people wanted, but Kid won the job. He got the job, so we have to see how he does. We also have India. I'm gonna butcher her name. Navatiti. I gotta learn how to pronounce her name, and by the next podcast, I should. She was the actress in Obsession, played Nikki. I still haven't watched that movie, but everybody says she does a great job. She's gonna be Rogue, which is, people are ecstatic for this. They're like, "Yeah, we think she'll do a great job. She's gonna kill it." So we'll have to see. I'm interested to see because I still haven't seen Obsession, but she was in the Superman TV show on what's her name? She played an actress in the Superman, and I vaguely remember her in that. So gotta give her credit, see what she does. Of course, we already heard about Samara Weaving playing Emma Frost. I think that's an interesting casting. Not only we're gonna have Emma Frost in this, there's a whole triangle thing that happens between Emma Frost, Cyclops, and Jean Grey. They have a triangle just like we had a triangle with Wolverine, Cyclops, and Jean Grey. Cyclops does a little cheating, but mentally. It's a weird storyline, but it'd be interesting if they use it in this. Then we also got Maya Boyd as Storm. She's a Broadway actress. She's killing it on Broadway right now. And this is a good and a bad because the rumor was Jamie. What's her last name? Oh, she's from Sinners. What was her last name?
Sinners.
Pearl, who played Pearl, the lady that played Pearl.
Oh,
Yeah, there was rumors she was gonna play Storm. Like right
oh,
before D12, D23, there was rumors that she was up for the role for Storm and she might be playing Storm. That's not gonna happen. We got Maya Boyd, so I'm gonna go with her and see what she does. I haven't seen any of her acting roles on Broadway, so this will be my introduction to her. So we'll get to see how well she does.
my
Um,
boy.
we also got Christopher Abbott is gonna be playing Professor X. I know I've seen him in something and things, but I can't remember it. He has a familiar looking face. He kind of looks like some other actors, so I might be getting confused with people. But people are like wondering how he's gonna look bald. He's got a decent head of hair, so he might look different bald. But then Patrick, what was the dude that played Professor X in X-Men New Class? He started out with hair and then with bald. So this could happen with this because they seem to be casting X-Men younger. They doing kind of a younger version of X-Men, more in their 20s, kind of close to teens. So that's what they're doing with that. And then the last casting we got, which was a big surprise, they did this weird little thing where he kind of said who he was at first, and they said, "Oh wait, no, I'm not that guy. I'm this guy." We got Adam Driver. He came on video and said, "Hey, I'm on set. I'm so happy to be working with Marvel. I'm in the X-Men movie." And he's like, "I'm going to be playing Magneto." And then he went to the side and said, "Oh, what'd you say?" Oh no, he said, "What is his name? Nathan something. I forget the character's real name, but he ultimately he's gonna be playing Sinister in X-Men. So he's gonna be playing a villain, a very good villain, very terrible villain too within the comic books. He does terrible things, but a villain that's not around too much. So Adam Driver is not gonna be locked in to playing Magneto for multiple movies, like 6, 7 movies or anything. He's gonna play Sinister, so he played maybe 2, 3 movie arc. More like maybe 2 or 3 movie arcs, so he can get in, do his thing, and get out. I don't know if I didn't see him as Magneto, so I'm kind of happy he's not Magneto. I can kind of see him as Sinister. Um, it's gonna be interesting to see. I want to see how he does it, how he plays it. So I'm very interested in that. But yeah, that is D23 casting news. Uh, Trailers that came out and a little bit of stuff. Let us know down below. What do you think about the casting of the X-Men? Are you excited for Vision Quest, which comes out October? Who I should have wrote that down. I think it's like October 15th. Let us know in the comments down below.
Quick question: how is people reacting to the casting of Storm?
People are excited. They're glad they didn't go too light skinned. Maya Boyd is not a dark brown, but she's a brown woman. She's not a light
Yeah,
skinned brown woman. She's a pretty decent dark brown woman. So they're like they got her complexion right, melanin right. They're excited because they know she's a good actor. She's a Broadway actor, so they believe she has that gravitas to bring
yeah,
Storm and become Storm. So I think she's gonna do good. Only time
yeah.
will tell. But I'm
I
rooting
mean,
for her. I'm not rooting against
she,
her. So that's a
I mean,
positive.
she's on Broadway, so she
Yeah.
got to be a good actress.
Yeah.
I was just asking because fans can be weird, and
They
I'm just
can
leaving
be
it at that.
weird. They
I'm just
can
gonna
be
leave it at
weird.
that.
They can be weird.
Anywho, let's talk about Jayden Daniels. Familiar
Okay.
with Jayden Daniels, quarterback,
That
Washington
is
Commanders.
okay. Yeah. Oh yeah.
His,
Yeah.
his mom make sure don't nobody get close to him, no one near him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He making
All
it
right,
weird.
so I said I wasn't gonna do that. I wasn't gonna do that one. Jayden Daniels has informed LSU that it can no longer use his name, image, and likeness.
Oh yeah.
They done pissed that man off. The reason for this is because LSU is going to allow their sophomore cornerback TJ Pickett to wear the number 5 jersey that Jayden wore when he was LSU's third Heisman Trophy winner back in 2023. So here's the thing, though. Daniel's jersey hasn't been retired by the LSU Tigers, but it's the first time a player has worn the number 5 since he left the program for the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So no one has worn that number in 2 years. So let's see. Jayden's Daniels family, they put out a statement. It said Jayden and his family had every reason to believe that his number would remain a meaningful part of the LSU legacy and would be honored and protected in recognition of his extraordinary contributions to the university. Jayden made it clear that he did not want his number given to another player, and he believed his wishes would be respected. His Heisman Trophy winning season and everything he accomplished on and off the field cemented his place in LSU history. To see his number given to another player is incredibly disappointing. It feels like a failure to honor his significance of what Jayden accomplished at LSU. So last year, DJ Pickett wore number 3 in his first season with LSU. And the reason why he wants to wear the number 5, DJ Pickett, because he wore the number 5. Wait, hold on. Wait. Where's my notes? Well, I know he wore the number 5 jersey when he was in high school in Florida. Let me see. What else? I lost my. No. Yeah, he wore the number 5 jersey back in Florida when he played football. So, as you know, it's that time of year where college football and NFL season are starting to come back. You got training camps going on. Preseason started for NFL this past weekend.
Yeah.
So, during like this past preseason practice for LSU, Pickett was seen wearing a number 5 jersey, leading to questions. LSU. We talked about Lane Kiffin, how he left. I forgot what school he left because they was like in a college playoffs and they left. I can't remember what school it was now. But we talked about Lane Kiffin before this podcast, so he's the new coach of LSU. So when the media saw that Pickett was wearing number 5, they started
Ole Miss?
asking, yes.
Okay.
So media saw that, they're like, Lane Kiffin, what's going on? Why is he's wearing number 5? And he said, Lane Kiffin said Pickett was promised a number when he was being recruited to LSU. So he was like, he said, I'm not going to judge something that was done when I wasn't here. But when a kid is promised something to come to a school, he should wear it. So at that point, I don't think that's really my decision. We should honor what we was told.
Yeah.
Which is kind of,
that was the easy way to him, like, hey, not my problem. Somebody else made this mistake.
That's kind of crazy coming from Lane Kiffin. Because he be moving around.
Do he?
He be moving around. Let the schools be like, hey, we got a bag. You got a what? Say, let some on my way. Because when he left Ole Miss, he was trying to take some of the staff with him.
Oh, was he?
He left them before they played in their bowl game. He was like, hey,
wow.
I'm up out of here. So that's kind of wild coming from Lane Kiffin.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, you familiar with Joe Burrow, quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals?
Yeah.
So Joe Burrow's number 9 jersey has not been worn since 2019 when he left.
Okay.
And when he played for LSU, he won a Heisman Trophy. It led to the Tigers to a 15-0 record and won a national championship.
Okay.
No one has worn a number 9 jersey since he left, but like Jayden, that jersey has not officially been retired either. So I can see both sides of the coin on this one. Jayden's like, okay, no one's wore Joe Burrow's jersey since he left. And, why should I have the same treatment? But there was advocates, some would argue that Jayden, yes, you won a Heisman Trophy, but Joe Burrow won a Heisman Trophy and a college football championship. But then Jayden can come back like, well, we both wore Heisman, and no one has worn his jersey since, and I've accomplished a lot at LSU as well. So I stated that I didn't want my number being given out to a different player. So we'll see how this shakes out. But Jayden was like, since y'all gave away my number, you can't talk about me. Don't say my name. Don't use my image, my likeness, none of that. Shutting it down. So,
I mean, how much can they not use his image? Because he did go to school.
he did.
They can say like you went to school because that's true.
So if you send a legal document saying you cannot use my name, likeness, and image, then they have to oblige by that.
Okay.
So,
yeah. I mean, I get what he's saying. They ain't retired your jersey though. Like, and I don't know how. I just looked up how many jerseys have they retired, and it looks like only like
one.
It says one, but then it says, "Oh no, those are active." Okay, yeah. So they only retired one jersey. There's only two. Yeah. So like, I would think the guy that did better than you had more records than you. Did Jayden win a title? He didn't win a title. He just won Heisman.
He won a Heisman.
So if that guy's jersey didn't get retired, why do you think yours should? I'm just saying, out of pure stats.
That's why I didn't ask you what you think, because I already knew that would be your answer.
I mean,
that's why I didn't even ask you. That's why before you even said nothing, I said I can see both sides and argue both sides already, because I already knew how you was going to respond. As I was doing this story, I'm like, I'm not even going to ask him what he thinks about it, because I already know what he's going to say.
Only Billy Counten's jersey's been retired. Honor Legacy, and I don't even know what he's won.
Like I said, I can see both sides, but I can also see what. I agree with Lane. Like, this kid was promised this number when he was being recruited to the school. So, okay, we got him. He came. How can we not give him the number when that was one of the things that was promised to him?
And at that time, y'all had Jayden Daniels, and he was doing whatever he was doing.
No, Jayden Daniels was already in the NFL when because they just signed this kid because last year was his first season.
Okay.
The kid Pickett.
Okay, so yeah. So y'all had already had the history of what Jayden Daniels did, and y'all still promised this kid this number. Like, is this kid that good? Is he?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm not saying he might not live up to. He might not be good. I'm not saying that. I'm just asking a simple question. If he's been balling out of control his first season, he's like, yeah, I'm balling good enough to where y'all need to give me my number. Y'all promised me.
But on the flip side, I think a player like Michael Irvin, Dallas Cowboys, wore the number 88. His take on the jersey, because he accomplished a lot in Dallas. He won Super Bowls with Troy Aikman and Enes Smith. But the number 88 is not retired.
Yeah.
CD Lamb wears that number now. And Michael Irvin's vision point of view is he's fine with it. Like, because you still get to see my number out on that field. And when you see 88, you still gonna think of Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
No matter if CD Lamb wearing it or who else wearing it, when you see 88, you're gonna think of Michael Irvin. And I
Yeah.
agree because when you're a player like that, a legend is status, and you did that much for a franchise,
Yeah.
no matter who wears that jersey, when you see that on that team, you're going to think of the player who had it before. And then I feel like it's more on the current player that's wearing that jersey to live up to
To
what the
your
player before him
expectations.
did.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I kind of
Yeah.
agree. I like Michael Irvin's take on that.
I
I
like
mean,
that take. I like that
he
take.
said, yeah. I mean, when he said this, it had nothing to do with what's going on now. He said this like last
Yeah.
season, but
I mean,
I like his take.
do you think they ever will they so this just popped in my head because they haven't retired Jordan's number in all of basketball teams. They just retired him in Bulls. Will you think there'll be a
Bulls,
player in any sport that they retire their number for all the teams within that sport? You think that will
I
ever
don't
happen?
I don't think so. Because if it
Okay.
hasn't happened now, I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay.
And for the record, yes, you're retired. His number's also retired in Miami.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes, because
Okay.
that's why a certain player can wear that number when he went to Miami because it was
Okay.
retired. It was
Why did they
retired by
retire it in Miami?
it's retired for a guy who never played for the franchise.
Oh wow, they did. They did it to honor
Just,
him. Okay, that's wild.
just said, never
That's
played.
wild. That's wild.
Sounds like ghost status to me. I don't know.
Uh,
Never played for Miami, ever.
yeah, that's the only thing about taking a legendary number like that. They're not good because I don't see Cleveland retire number 23 for LeBron. I don't see
I
them
think
doing
they,
that.
I think if one franchise, it would be Cleveland.
You think
Like
so?
I think Cleveland should retire LeBron's jersey and give him a statue.
Hmm.
That's the only
Well, I
place.
know they definitely gonna give him a statue. I know they gonna
Yeah,
give him a statue.
yeah. They should. I like. I know how I talk about LeBron, and I'm not a. I wouldn't call myself a fan, but Cleveland, yes, Cleveland definitely should retire his jersey and give him a statue.
Okay.
LA,
Okay.
hell no. Miami, Miami, they give him a little one. He can't get one
he
bigger
get
than Wade's. He can
he
get a
get a
little
bust.
one.
He get a
Yeah, he
bust.
can get a buzz in Miami. He can't get one big like Dwayne Wade. No,
Okay.
but
Okay.
but Cleveland for sure.
Okay. Okay.
And then one day we're going to have a conversation about because I said I would never have a conversation, the GOAT conversation again. But now, after what he just did, now I'm going to have this conversation at some point
Okay.
because this guy, I'm not going to go in it because I know we got to move on, but I'm just going to put this out there. The amount of talent that LeBron has played with and is about to play with is a whole starting five of NBA All Stars and probably one or two players off the bench. And that's all I'm gonna say. Because there's always said LeBron doesn't have help. The amount of talented players he's played with throughout his whole career, you have a whole starting five of all stars, and probably two more coming off the bench. And I would just leave it at that.
Okay.
You
Well,
can't say that for Jordan's career. Not a whole starting five.
so I will let y'all go ahead. This might be a clip, so y'all go ahead and argue that in the comments. Definitely, because I'm not knowledgeable enough for that conversation, but I know y'all is out there. So hit them in the comments with that. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna leave it at that. Move on. Let's get into the season finale for season 2 of X-Men 97. The title, I had it just a second ago, Survival of the Fittest. This is the last episode of season 2. But before we get into this episode, I learned that Bo DeMayo did write season 2. They did an animatic for season 2, but they changed a lot of stuff that he wrote and the animatic had already did. And if you don't know what an animatic is, that's when they do kind of still pictures of the episodes they're doing with the voices The voice cast already voiced the characters, saying their dialogue, using still pictures to kind of show where they want the camera is before they actually animate the scenes. They did that, which is kind of why animation is pricey at times. They do the animatic first and then they animate. They had that all done and they changed it and rewrote season 2 to an extent and left some stuff out, added some stuff in, and changed the direction of it. So that's why this season doesn't hit as hard as season 1 does. Season 1 hit hard. Not gonna lie to you, was really good. Season 2, in my opinion, not as good as season 1. If I give season 1 a 9 out of 10, I would have to give season 2 a 7 out of 10. It underperformed. Good episodes, but underperformed. With that being said, the season finale, we got the continuous story of them trying to fight Apocalypse, who was in Gambit. They have Gambit at the mansion, and of course, X Force and X Factor team up, and they're storming the storming. No, they're not at the mansion anymore. I forgot they went to a whole different site. The new X-Men headquarters. They're flying in and trying to kill Gambit, which would kill Apocalypse. Um, X-Men put their stuff on high alert, but Cable was able to bypass their defenses with his psychic powers, and X Force and X Factor came in swinging, and it was a good fight. You've seen X-Men fighting X-Force and X-Factor. There's that great clip of Psylocke putting her swords through Wolverine's head and him going, "Hey babe, too late. The brains is already scrambled." So that's a great it's a great clip. But
That's kind of funny.
and then you get that ultimate fight of seeing Cable fight his parents, Cyclops and Jean, and realistically, Cable got them. They I don't think they're fighting him as hard as they want to because that's their son. But Cable can beat them with no issue. His psychic powers is stronger than his mother's. He can easily stop his father's his optic blasts. But he kind of doesn't want to hurt his parents, but he definitely won that fight. But while they're fighting, Beast, Nightcrawler, and Rogue went to Apocalypse old ship and was trying to find a way to kill Apocalypse without killing Gambit. They end up going into the machine that made Apocalypse and talks to the what are they called? Um Dang it, I forgot they're called. They're the beings with the 6 eyes. Dang it. Celestials. There we go. Talking to a celestial, and the celestial is telling her like life happens from death. That's the way the process works. And she's trying to tell him about love. And he's like, "What is this love you speak of? And if you feel this love is so strong, would you sacrifice for this love to save Gambit?" And she's gonna sacrifice. So Celestial gives her power to be able to defeat Apocalypse and save Gambit, but she has to sacrifice herself. So we get Rogue getting these new powers, new abilities, which I didn't read this portion in the comic book, so I don't even know what these abilities are. But she gets this glowing kind of new uniform, and she flies off to go save Gambit. Of course, X-Men fighting X-Force, they pretty much lose the fight, and Gambit has a moment. I mean, Cable has a moment where he's able to about to shoot Gambit. Rogue comes and she stops Cable from shooting. Dang, I kind of forgot what happened. She does stop. No, I forgot. Didn't he fully take over again? I think Cape Gambit got fully taken over by Apocalypse, and he was fighting everybody. Cable was able to sneak up and was shot. Was about to shoot Gambit and kill him, Rogue came, stopped him, and then abstracted uh, Apocalypse from Gambit, leaving Gambit alive and taking it and destroying Cable. Apocalypse. And when she destroyed him, her new costume and the lights kind of faded, and she was looking like, "Why am I still alive?" And that when it clicked, that Nightcrawler went in to talk to the Celestial, and he was like, "How dare you disrespect her sacrifice?" And he was like, "I'm not disrespecting her sacrifice. I am going to be her sacrifice because they need her. And I will be a symbol of the love that all of us share. And this hopefully will bind us together to move forward in the future. So when they look back on my sacrifice, they can grow together and grow as a family." And I'm not going to lie to you, I started to cry because these last 3 episodes have been a super cool arc for Nightcrawler, from him, us learning about him a little more, learning about his brother, learning about him dealing with his fate and dealing with his brother being who he was and still being strong, to the episode where he gets possessed and he throws hands with the X-Men and he basically KOs the X-Men by himself, to him doing this ultimate sacrifice for his sister to make sure she lives on with the one she loves, but also has a good memory for the X-Men to lock down to be able to understand what they're really still fighting for and grow as people and hopefully grow all together. That was great. 100% great 3 arc episode for Nightcrawler. Unfortunately, not a great finale episode to end the season. Um you got some big things happen here and there, but it wasn't what I thought it would be. It didn't leave me in awe and shock and surprise and joy and glad. But the X-Men got together. Apocalypse is dead for now. Sure, they're gonna bring him back somehow. I forgot what the end clip was. It was something about the lady. Oh, the end clip is we see Mystique go into the X Force lady's office, and she ends up killing the X Force lady and taking over her. So she's gonna be the whole situation of season 3, or at least the beginning of that. We're gonna see that happening. Like I said, I give this season a 7 out of 10. It was good, had great moments, but it felt like it didn't fully deliver on the things we thought was gonna happen. Because we honestly thought we were gonna Magneto come back. I forget what his name is when he does come back, but maybe they're holding that for season 3. We'll have to see. But yeah, 7 out of 10 for X-Men 97 season 2. Let us know what you thought about it in the comments down below.
That's kind of disappointing that the finale show wasn't as great, because usually
Yeah,
those are like the best episodes.
true. And it really hurts. I cried when they killed Gambit in season 1. I definitely cried. I
Yeah.
was shocked that that happened, and I hate that they reversed that now cuz he's back and he's alive. But I kind of cried a little bit when they killed Nightcrawler, because Nightcrawler is my favorite character.
Yeah.
He's my favorite X-Man, and to know he's not going to be there anymore, because there's no way they could do some weird thing to try to bring him back, but
Hmm.
if you're gonna do this, stick by it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna kill a character, let that character be dead. That's how you grow within that universe. That's how you let us know there's stakes in these stories. But I hate that they killed my favorite character. I was very upset. And there was a moment in the episode when I realized, oh shit, they doing that. Oh shit, he's sacrificing himself. And I was like, no, why are you guys doing that? Why? I was very upset, and then they said it, and it made me even more upset because now it's really true. Oh, it was so upsetting. I hated that. I hated that. It wasn't. It's good storytelling, but it wasn't. It didn't have that that you really wanted. That you like. Yeah, I get why he did it. Like I get why he did it, but it still didn't feel like it was the place for it at that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what they decided to do. Now I'm just really curious what Bo DeMayo's season 2 would have been without them messing with it. But unfortunately, we'll never get to see that because he's a terrible person. He did terrible things. So yeah, there's that.
Okay. Well, finally, I want to finish the sports side and we'll talk about Russell Westbrook. Shout out to Russ. He's announced his retirement. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, he chose to retire. He chose to retire. He wasn't forced out the league. He had like two offers on the table. Uh, he could have went back to Washington,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but reportedly, he didn't want to go back to Washington because the terms of the contract, and he would have had a restricted role on the team. I mean, they got Trey Young, Anthony Davis. I felt like they signed somebody else this offseason too. So I mean, Trey Young would be the starting point, so he would have been playing behind Trey Young. So, and then he last played with the Sacramento Kings, and he could have resigned there, but the plan for him was involve a heavily reduced on-court presence, and they wanted him there to be more for veteran leadership.
Yeah.
Uh, Westbrook, he believe he can still ball and be productive on the team and play minutes. But I mean, Russ is 37 now. He's considered old in NBA standards, and like you said earlier, when we get the younger players in, develop them. So he just decided, and I like this for him. He decided to retire on his own because I felt like he's already been disrespected to a point towards the end of his career. The Lakers situation, I felt like he was greatly disrespected. They put the blame on him for them not winning. Um,
Yeah.
I didn't like that at all. I just didn't. I'm just glad he's retired on his own terms, and they're not go do him like they did my boy Carmelo towards the end of his career.
Oh
They were
yeah.
like Melo, just stand in the corner, don't shoot mid range, shoot three. Like you can't take that's their game. Like so, I'm glad
Yeah.
he went out on
Yeah.
his own terms. So I just want to go through some of his achievements. He was drafted by OKC in 2008, and he's been in the league for 18 years. And in that, he has an MVP award, made the All Star team 9 times. Um, he leads the league in all time triple doubles with 209. He has 27,176 points, and he has 10,351 assists. That's fifth in NBA history. So I believe Russ will make it in our Hall of Fame at some point. And yeah, he's played the OKC, which was drafted. He played
Mm-hmm.
in Houston, out in Washington, the Lakers, the Clippers, the Nuggets, and the Kings last season. So shout out to Russ, a very explosive guard. In his heyday, him and D Rose was like the two most explosive guards in their heyday. Russ was a little more. Russ was more powerful. Like Russ will, like both they both would, but Russ was more power. He will go to the rim and dunk on you, and he's
Mm-hmm.
gonna let you know about it. Where Rose will dunk on you, and he's smooth. He's a little more chill than Russ was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Russ. He wasn't the best shooter, but he could attack the basket. And like I said, he averaged a triple double one season. The only other person that did that was Oscar Robertson. And
Mm.
like I said, he leads the league in most triple doubles. And then I remember when Nipsey Hussle passed, and then that game, Russ had 20 points, 20 rebounds, and 20 assists.
Mm.
If you know, you know. I'll just leave it at that. So, yeah, shout out to Russ. He had a good
Yep.
career. He was a very exciting player to watch, and I wish him. Oh, also another thing Russ was known for, like now, people look at SGA and how he dresses going into games.
Mm-hmm. Russ used to do
Russ
that. Yeah.
Russ started that.
Yeah.
Russ started that. So
I
yeah,
mean, technically, Rodman really went crazy with it.
but for this new era,
The
it
new
was
era,
Russ. But
it was
yes, I
Russ.
agree.
Yeah.
Rodman going back, wearing wedding dress, married himself. But yeah, see, but even that, I don't even think
I think Russ took it to a more fashionable
Rodman
level.
wasn't as because like Russ, the shit he would wear,
Yeah.
like yeah, SGA with Kyle Kuzma was some wild shit before. Yes,
I think
Rodman was
Russ
not.
was more fashion forward, and Rodman was more shock and awe.
Yeah, Rodman just did. He just did because that's just what he felt like doing at
True.
that day. Like it was just Rodman being Rodman. Like Russ and SGA, like you said, it's more like fashion sense, fashion forward,
Mm.
which you would see people wear on a fashion runway. But Rodman's like, I'm just wearing it because this is just what I want to wear. So it is
Okay.
what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Is he going to do like a 1-day contract with the Thunder and have a
I I don't know because the day he retired, he put out a video, and I don't know who was narrating the video because I was out. It was one of the times I was out of town, so I saw it, but the place I was at was really loud, so I couldn't hear it
Mhm.
or watch it, and then I completely forgot about it. But that would, I mean, that would be cool. And then it comes to, do you think OKC should retire his jersey? I mean, number 0. I mean, He didn't win a championship with
Nope.
OKC. He did get to the finals with OKC back when, I don't know if you know this, but like when he played,
He had KD and Harden with him.
yes,
Harden was
and
coming
Ibaka,
off the bench, wasn't he?
yes,
Yeah.
and they were all young, and it was
Yeah.
playing a veteran Miami Heat with LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. So they
Mm.
got there, and we thought, they were running back, but then they paid. OKC had to decide who they was gonna pay.
Yeah.
So James Harden left, which that's a different story for another day. But I've always said if James Harden stayed in OKC, when had became
Because
the
they had
player he's become today, because
he definitely wouldn't have. He wouldn't have.
you had, like I said, you had Russ, you had KD, you had Harden off the bench, and you had Serge Ibaka.
Yeah, Ibaka.
So OKC decided to play Ibaka and let James Harden go. I'm not saying it was a bad move because you had Russ and KD. You had a guard already, and you got KD who's a scorer. So I'm not saying OKC made the bad move because at Ibaka, like you signed a big. You need a big to go with these two. So it's just so yeah. Shout out to Russ. KD put out a tweet like upping Russ about his career and all that. So he shouted him out. So
It's a good day on
yes.
talking terms, at least.
Oh yeah, but as a fan, it was love to see them battle because Russ was when KD left for Golden State.
Yeah,
Every time they played, Russ wanted smoke. He had smoke for KD every time he saw him. Russ will always talk shit to KD like, I don't give a. I'm coming out. I'm on your head. Like Russ, I love that energy.
Yeah.
There's another thing I've always said. If LeBron had the motor of Russ,
Yeah.
man would be unstoppable. It'd be crazy. It'd be unstoppable.
Yeah. It'd be a different
But shout out to Westbrook, man. Shout out to Russ.
Shout out to Westbrook. Quick question before we hit the next topic. Do you have another topic you can squeeze in between my next two topics?
I do. I
Okay.
can.
I'm a shoot. I'm gonna hit one real fast, and then you squeeze in one. Then I'll do my last one. All right.
I see what you're doing.
We got an
I
hour.
see.
You said I'm
You
trying
said.
to keep it under an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, all right, Seven.
All right. So let's get into it before Marcus get off because Marcus got to go. We got House of the Dragon season finale, season 3 came out. Uh, it is called Treasons of the what is it called? I just had it. The Treasons of Templeton. Um, as we know, there's this big battle brewing at Templeton. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right. Uh, Arwen has convinced uh Elf, is it Elf, to fly under his banner with his dragon and betray Rhaenyra. So in the process, I gotta remember what happened. They're supposed to be. He's got that coming. Damon is already caught up with the Rivermen and are at the Rhaenyra told him to go to Templeton and storm that and take that over, but not to like be too dragon heavy and like you're doing this in my name and people are seeing it, so don't go too crazy. So he's like, okay, you want me to win this, but don't go crazy. He was like, okay. She sent him out on that. Um, when he gets there, he is doing strategies, figuring out how to do this, and they learn that Ormond has put kids all along the castle walls to try to keep them from storming the walls. And the river people, the Tully guys, are like, "Hey, this war, we still ready to go. What you want us to do?" They down. Damon's like, "Look, I need y'all to get the castle doors open so I can get my army in. So you cannot die until you get that." He was like, "Bet we go in there. If we die, we gonna get that gate open before we die." And there's this one dude. I forgot to look up his name. He's a leader of the river guys. He's like, all right, let's go. And they're doing this battle cry, and they got their shields and they're bamming on it. And the kids that are on the wall, they're so scared because understandable. These are grown men talking about they about to kill you. Super terrified. One kid peed his pants. Other kid threw up. They're terrified. And dude stops the chant. He's like, all right, y'all ready? Because we coming. Shoot your arrows so we can get this started. And right on cue, an arrow came and killed one guy. And he was like, all right, let's do it. And they ran into battle. And guys are getting killed left and right, but they still running into battle. They scale the castle. They start killing people. And the leader of the river, I'm gonna call him Hatchet Man because I don't know his name. If I remember, I'll put it on the screen. Hatchet Man gets in there and he's killing guys left and right. His goal is to open the gates, but then his second goal, he wants to kill Ormond himself. So he gets his man and he gets in there, and one of the kids grabs him on the leg, and this man turns around, look at this kid, and just axed him in the face. I was like, oh, this man don't care. He don't care. He a warrior through and through. Everybody can get this work. So they're storming the castle. They're beating them up, and Ormond's men are trying to fight them off. They're doing a decent job of it. Gawain is trying to get is it what's his name? Darius? No, not Darius. Dars. I forgot Rhaenyra's no. Um I forgot his name. The youngest king that's supposed to that has a that's that Ormond is trying to make a king now. He got him. He's like, look, we need to leave. And he was like, look, I cannot just flee because then I'll be in the record books as the guy that just fled, and I don't want to do that. I'm gonna stand up and fight. He's like, this is a useless battle. We're all gonna die. There's no reason for you to do this. So he comes up with a plan to use. Corliss as a bargaining tool to get Damon to stop attacking. He sends a messenger out to Damon trying to say, "Hey, we will surrender and give you Corliss if you don't come in here and kill us and let us go back to Old Town and we can dead this." And Damon's like, "Nah, we not doing that." Took Corliss as a prisoner, and Corliss was kind of trying to talk to Damon and like, this is a way that we can end this without bloodshed, and we could do it this way, and we should take this deal with Gwen. Damon's like, nah, we not doing that. All of them gotta die. They gotta die. He was like, they gotta die. So uh Gwen realized it's not gonna work, and he's trying to get the young prince out of there, and they end up Damon, the river guys end up getting the fence open, and they're like, yeah, we did it, we survived. And they see Orman, and Orman is on the way trying to get Elf to go fly, and Elf is nowhere to be found. They finally find him drunk in a what you would old school porta potty. Technically, he was on the shitter, drunk. And Orman's like, "What are you doing? My men are dying. You were supposed to be out here. Get your butt up!" And just berate him terribly. Which Orman, Elf is like, you suck." Um, he does end up going to get on his dragon, but it doesn't turn out great. But in the process of that, Hugh comes back to Templeton because his wife is still there, and Damon sees him here, and he's like, "Aren't you supposed to be at the Red Keep protecting King's Landing? What are you doing here? Somebody go find out why he's here." And then he eventually see Hugh storm the castle with them, and Damon uses his dragon. Damon does burn some kids. He does burn some kids. Yeah, he did. So they sent out a couple kids in front of the gate, and Damon told the kids, "Hey, get out the way, move." There was 9 kids. 7 of them kids ran. 2 of them kids stood there like they was really gonna do something. This is a dragon in front of you, my boys.
Hey, you know what that sound like? That sound like the Boondocks. Well, no, was it Boondocks or was it Chappelle? No, it was Boondocks. We said he peed. He
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
what
Somebody
was that?
pee.
What's that?
I'm gonna move out the way.
About the weight.
I'm gonna
He
move out the
peed. He
way.
stayed.
I can see
What's
you
that? I
peeing.
don't.
I'm gonna move out the way.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
much so. The 2 kids stayed there, and when that dragon blew that fire, Damon said it quietly. He said, "Decasio," or whatever I forget what they say to make the dragon breathe fire. He breathed the fire, and the kids kind of start to run out the way, but I don't think they make it. That heat from that fire you if you 20 feet away from me, you gonna feel that heat. So I think those kids died. So unfortunately, he killed kids. Um, but this is war. Y'all use kids to try to stop a war like that. That was kind of bullshit. But yeah, that was horrible. While this is going on, Rhaenyra has gotten to the point where she's just upset with the Citadel, and she wants them to officially say she's the queen and is being covered by them, and she's the ruler. But there's rumors that Aegon is alive. People found out Aegon is alive and his dragon's alive. So people are like, wait, our king is still alive, so you can't be the queen. And she went to the Citadel and told them, hey, you need to put me as the queen and say that I'm the ruler and all this. And they like, we can't do that. You know, Aegon's alive, and now he's the dead rich king returned. It is definitely prophesied that he should be that. And she's getting ruthless now. She's like, look, you either do it or I'm gonna kill you, basically. And instead of her getting her hands dirty, she gets Alan to do it, and Alan is her right hand. And I hate that Alan's being put in this situation, but Alan has been a guy to just follow rules and follow whatever his leader tells him to do. But he does kill the main priest, and Rhaenyra goes out there and says this crazy speech about her being the prophesized prince that's gonna uh lead them through fire and ice, I think it is, and the whole war that's supposed to be coming with spoilers for Game of Thrones if you haven't watched that, with the night the winter, is it Night King? I think it's the Night King, and the people from the winter side that are undead code people. I forget what their name is. Um she's talking to these people and like, this is who I am, and this is what I'm supposed to be. This is why you be this is the leader that you've been waiting for, and it's me, and I've been prophesized. And she's really starting to feel herself. Like, she is trying to get them on her side. She's like, I got these dragons. This is my dad wanted me to be this, and this has been prophesized for me to be this, and I am here in the flesh. So she's doing her thing, trying to do her thing, but um in the midst of that, the battle in Templeton is going on, and Damon storms the castle. He's fighting off guys, and he comes against Ormond, second in command, which he's a great swordsman too. I found out his sword is called Orphan Maker. So Damon has to fight this guy that has a sword called Orphan Maker, and Damon's doing good. He's holding his cell. He's holding his good. Eventually, Elf does turn on Ormond, so he burns the river people's camp and destroys them, which gives Gwaine a moment of thinking that, hey, we might win this battle. And then Elf comes right around and goes towards the castle and flames the castle. As he is flaming the castle, my man Hatchet Man is fighting Ormond. He finds him on top of the castle and they're fighting. Hatchet Man gets his arm cut off, but but he does get the upper hand on Ormond, and he takes his sword and sticks him right where the sun don't shine. And he
Ooh.
says, "Here you go. This is a royal fucking." And right when he does that, the dragon is coming in, and they both get burned. But the Hatchet Man is like, "Yes, let's go. Death is coming." He is all for it. He's a warrior through and through. He lives to fight and he fights to live. And dying on the battlefield is his way of going out. And he 100% gets that. A beautiful moment. Um, it is great. We get that end of that battle where Rhaenyra's people win that battle, but unfortunately, there is so much trauma. And Daemon finally sees what dragons do in battle on the ground floor. He's usually on the dragon in the air. He doesn't see it from the ground level, and he can see people burned, scorched. The earth is scorched, and how they are having to deal with that fire in that battle. And I think it's going to change him slightly, and we're going to see the remnants of that. We also get Aegon going to Heron Hall with his dragon and seeing Aemon, and is just, Aemon became a bitch. He a bitch. We
Oh,
used to compare Daemon and Aemon. Aemon is nowhere near Daemon. Daemon is a soldier through and through. Aemon, he bitch made. He bitch made. He got a big ass dragon that keeps people scared of him, but when it comes down to it, he bitch made because Heron Hall, the mess his brain up. He just all combobulated. His mom messed him up, and now he's seeing his brother that he tried to kill, and his brother was like, "Hey, I'm back, bitch. What's good?" And he's like, "I'm ready to kill you. I should kill you." And then Aegon realizes, well, I could use Dame Aemon to get back on the kingdom. He's like, "Hey, I need you to say, for you trying to kill me, to say you sorry. I need you to help me kill Rhaenyra so I can get back on the throne. That's what you can do for me, and then we can be equal. But not really, because I still hate you, and I might kill you after that. But this is what you can do as my brother." So now they're teaming up, and they're going to be going after Rhaenyra in season 4. And at the end, we also had Helena jumped out of the building on King's Landing and killed herself. I don't know the significance of that, but I know Aegon is gonna be upset because that's his wife, aka his sister too. So he's probably gonna be upset about that. Yeah, I know. But yeah, this season really good. I give it an 8 out of 10. Really good season. Great season finale. Great fights. Awesome visuals. We got some dragons. Um, Gwen is still alive. Darren, I think his name is Darren. Darren's still alive. Who is, um, um, Aegon and Aemon's last brother. Damon is alive, but he's probably gonna have a kind of different look on life a little bit. Rhaenyra is fighting to save the queen, um, and I think this is gonna be a upstand battle now for season 4. Who's gonna keep the crown at this point? Rhaenyra seeing that it's not as easy as it seems, even if your dad wanted you to be the queen. Unfortunately, you live in a power dynamic where men are still supposed to be the on top, and she's trying to do that in a very weird time. But she's got dragons, so that does help her a little bit. But we have to see what happens in season 4. Let us know in the comments, what did you think about the season down below.
All right. You know, I'm a fan of Anthony Edwards, man. Like, I've said this for years. He's one of my favorite
Yep.
basketball players. I would love to see him hoop live someday. But
You haven't
Ant,
done that
I haven't seen him play live yet.
yet? Okay.
That is on my list.
Okay.
But let me tell you about Ant, man. You know, some might say some man cave. You'll see a picture of 3 people in there. You'll see Black Jesus, Obama, and Anthony Edwards. Because he's doing things that has not been seen before. Season ain't even started yet, Sam. Season don't
Okay.
start till October.
Yeah.
But Ed is doing things that has not been seen before. So, Anthony, Anthony Edwards. So he had a baby with what's her name? Aisha Howard. What's her name?
I
Yeah,
think
Aisha
so.
Howard.
Yeah.
Yep, had a baby by her. Um, I still don't know if this is true or not, but him paying $1 million upfront so he wouldn't have to deal with
Yeah.
it. Deal with
Did he pay
her.
like her whole child
See,
support?
I'm not. I still don't know if that's like actually happened or true that he
Okay.
paid $1 million upfront. Like I'm not really 100%
Okay.
sure. But anyway, she was in court trying to get more money out of him. Oh, because she felt a suit out in L.A. Because you get more in L.A. Because she was saying he had businesses in L.A. So she was trying to play that angle, and that got thrown out. But yeah, it was a ruling that let's see, Ant was paying. Well, hold on, let me just go through here. The ruling required that Ant to pay $3,222 a month to Howard after Ant had already covered about 110,000 since January of 2025, including a $20,000 lump sum and prior $5,000 a month payment. So she was getting $5,000 a month. Now
Mm-hmm.
she's getting 3,222. So she's getting paid less money now because she was trying to get more money, and it backfired.
Mm.
So now she's
Mm.
getting paid less. 3,000 is still a decent amount of money.
It's
But
a decent amount of money.
it says Aisha Howard skipped the trial and offered no evidence, while a separate California case against her was dismissed for lacking residency. Judge there called her a vexatious litigant. Howard shared a public statement highlighting father absence in athletes' families and stats on single parents' households. So yeah, she was upset that she couldn't get more money.
Mm,
She wrote this long ass paragraph and put it on social media. I will
mm,
say though, she had one line that was pretty slick though. I gotta give her credit for this. She said, "A man can take the jersey off his back, shoes off his feet to sign for fans, yet his own three children are missing that same signature on their birth certificates." I
mm.
ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
That was kind of slick. That was it's kind of a bar. It's kind of a bar. But yeah, she tried to be greedy. She getting paid. Uh, try to get paid more. She getting paid less. You and I have had a debate about this before because how old is Aisha? How old? I know she's older than Anthony Edwards. I just don't know uh, the age difference because, like, we talked about this with
That one
PJ
kid.
PJ
Yeah.
Brown,
Yeah.
and obviously it's what I would say. If this was the other way around, this is grooming. It's grooming. She's 38. Okay, Aisha Howard's 38. I think Ann is like 20. Ann is
7?
25. She's
25?
25.
Okay.
She's 38. Older woman. She's 12. It's a form of grooming. I like. Yes, he takes responsibility because he is a grown ass man. At 25 or 24 or 23, whatever he got her pregnant. Yes, you old enough to know what you're doing. That you shouldn't be in these women not that's wrapped up.
Yeah.
I agree.
But
He
I think it
I'm not
wasn't.
taking all the blame off him. He definitely plays a role and a part in this problem and this issue. But at the same time, it's still a form of grooming. These women seek these kids out. Like the PJ Washington situation, she was following him since he was in college. And when he got in the league,
Yeah.
boom.
Was she following
And they were
Ant that
married.
long?
And they were
Yeah, that's not
married.
grooming anymore. That's a relationship.
And then she left him. So the baby was born. She was like,
That was a relationship.
it's
And the relationship
it's
went
so
bad. It went sour.
it was a plan. It was planned. I would say allegedly in my mind. Allegedly, I have no proof. I don't know these people. I'm just a regular guy. But it looks very suspicious that as soon as you have the baby, then you like it looks very convenient. I would say the optics looks
Wasn't it
crazy.
like a year after they had the baby?
I Year right after I don't know, but it looks very crazy the timing of all. But yeah, she tried. Also, Luca, same thing. Married. He
They
get
were
traded to the Lakers.
married.
Yeah, yeah, they're married. I'm not saying it's grooming with the Luca
Okay,
situation.
okay. I
I'm
was about to
saying
say.
with the Luca situation as the woman trying to get
Yeah, she trying to get
a
a lot of
whole lot of
money.
money because she doesn't even live in America. She lives in
She doesn't.
Slovenia,
She
and
doesn't.
yet she's trying to sue him out in LA when
That
he
that's
wanted
a
the
hard
family
situation.
in LA with
Yeah,
him. But
that's a
she
weird
chose in
situation.
Slovenia and tried to sue in LA. Like same thing with her. She
Yeah,
don't live in LA. She live in Atlanta. But how you gonna file in LA? Because in LA you can get more money.
yeah, yeah.
I'm saying all this
That's
to
kind
say
of bad.
you gotta ain't no kind of bad. That is terrible. It's horrible. You're looking for a paycheck. What Kanye say? She's supposed to buy Tyco with your money. Instead, she got lipo with your money. Yeah. You gotta be careful who you out here sleeping around with, man. It's
Especially if
hard.
you
It's
a
difficult.
superstar athlete
Yeah,
that makes
especially if you're an
millions.
athlete. You gotta be
Yes.
careful. That's why Jayden Daniels' mom does what she does because she don't want her son to go through that same stuff.
Yeah,
She
I can
said, "I don't
understand
want
that.
my son to go work hard for this just for some woman to come out of nowhere and take half of everything that they built and earned." So I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
I
Shout
understand
out
it.
to her. Shout out to her. But yeah, be careful.
Yeah.
But Ant, like I said, I don't know how he doing it. Hey, he gotta be careful though. He keeps winning off the court with the situation. He got to chill though. I don't know how long he can keep this up. You got to
Yeah,
chill.
it's
You got to
getting
chill.
rough. It's getting rough.
At you 25, man, you got to chill, bro. You got to
Okay.
chill. Take care. Hey, take care of your real family and chill. You got to stop being out here, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's hit this last topic so we get out of here. I told Marcus we are gonna get out of here before 2, so I'm gonna hit this quickly as possible, but still give y'all enough context. So DC has a show out, Lanterns. It's been rumored to coming. We've been talking about the trailers, and I'm here to tell you the first episode called Plot. Oh no, it's first episode called Pilot, which is I think a double entendre because we know Hal Jordan's a fighter pilot or a test pilot, so it could mean that, but it could mean pilot for show. Really good idea. I just noticed that just a second ago. But I love the first episode. Really good episode. Really good show. I forgot that Damon Lindelof is one of the creators on the show. He did oh my god, I just blinked on the show he did. What is the show he did? Watchmen. He did Watchmen. He also did a show called Leftovers, and he did Lost. I watched a little bit of Lost, but I never watched Leftovers. I need to watch that because he's a good writer. He's a good creator. Watchmen was amazing. Amazing show. And as of right now, I am amazed by Lanterns. First episode is really good. If you don't know, the premise of the show is Green Lantern is Hal Jordan. He is getting long in the tooth, and as of right now, he is training his successor, who is John Stewart, but he's reluctantly doing it. Side note, this storyline is actually a storyline for John Stewart in the comic books. Well, I went a little bit ahead. So the storyline that they stole from John Stewart in the comic books they're using in this show is how Jordan actually lets people know who he is as Green Lantern. He lets them know I'm Hal Jordan. He went on TV, did a whole interview, and told him, "Hey, I'm the Green Lantern of this sector. My name is Hal Jordan. This is how I got the Green Lantern powers. I was a test pilot. I lost my parents when I was young, and with that happening, I have no fear because the worst thing that ever could happen to me was losing my parents, would left me in the world with no fear of losing anything else, which is one of the things that makes me a great Green Lantern because fear is a thing you can't have as a Green Lantern, and the willpower that comes from it is the power of the ring. So he did that, and young John Stewart saw that, and there's a scene where he's watching, and his dad is on his way home, and his brothers like turn off the TV. I believe it's his brothers or maybe his cousins. Like turn off the TV. Somebody's coming. Somebody's coming. And John's like, no, I'm going to keep watching this, and his dad catches him watching it, and he's like, "Hey, why are you watching this?" He's like, no." He asked him what was his name. He was like, he told him his real name. He's like, Hal Jordan. He's like, "All right, meet me outside." He goes outside. He puts an apple on young John Stewart's head, walks 50 paces back, pulls out his gun, and says, "Are you ready?" And John's like, "Yes, I'm ready." He fires and shoots that apple off his head, and John doesn't move a muscle. John Senior asks him because that's his dad's a senior. He's like, "Were you scared?" He's like, "No, sir." He's like, "That's my boy," and they dap it up. And you see as he moves away from the garage, you can see all these bullet holes in it because he's been doing this with John as he's been growing to make him fearless. After that scene, we cut to seeing John Stewart and Hal Jordan, and we learn that Hal is training Jordan. Hal is training John Stewart. The storyline they took from John Stewart is him coming out and letting people know he's Green Lantern. Most of the Green Lanterns usually wear masks and hid their identity. John Stewart in a comic book has his identity revealed and decides to just come out and tell everybody and be open about it. Um, I didn't know. I thought that Green Lanterns got to be Green Lanterns after one dies and the ring goes to someone who they feel is worthy to wear the ring. I guess this particular case in the comic books, it does happen, which is happening in the show. Hal Jordan does train John Stewart to be his successor. In the comic books, he does a lot less work of training him, but in this, they're doing a little more hands-on training. Even though Hal Jordan doesn't really, oh, it's a mosquito, doesn't really want that's gonna be in there. Doesn't really want to train him because he's like, I'm still here and I still can wear the ring and I can still be this hero. And only way you need to be this hero is until I'm dead. As Hal Jordan's like, that's the only way you're gonna get this ring off my hand. In this show, we deal with a mystery of aliens trying to start a war on Earth. And Hal Jordan is a lantern of this sector, and he's been protecting it since 1986 or 84. And we pick up this story in 2016, which is really interesting because it's going to be kind of a time travel story where it's going to be in 2016 and 2026 as well. In 2016, John is being trained by Hal Jordan to be his successor. In a scene where he's like, "Hey, here's the ring. Why don't you let me use the ring?" Hal Jordan is like, "This is the ring. You'll get it. You'll get it when I think it's time for you to do it." And Jordan's like, "Why can't you give me the ring now? I'm ready. I'm good at this." And Hal puts the ring on the car. We see in the trailer. He drives off the cliff. Uh, John Stewart grabs the ring, puts it on, and saves himself. And he's like, "Meet me at this taco place." And when he gets to this taco stand, Hal's there. He's taking pictures of people because people know him as Green Lantern, and he's famous at this point in time. There was a moment where Jordan was walking, and he had this beeping on the ring, and it shows him a hologram of Hal in 2006. And Hal says he has a message for future Hal, and he says that the hell are the hell is falling in Nebraska. It's a cryptic message that only Hal would understand. And when Jordan tells him that, Hal takes the ring and flies off to Nebraska, where we learn Hal's been watching Nebraska in this certain town because he feels there's something going on with it, and in his gut there's some kind of alien situation happening here. And that's where we really get deep into the story. We find out, learn people in that town. We talk to the sheriff. We talk to this rancher guy. I forget his name. God damn it. Hold on, let me see if I can look his name real quick. William McCain is a rancher who he owns pretty much everything in town, richest guy in town. He ends up getting Hal out of jail because Hal got in jail because there was a mass shooting in this town and 4 people died. And Hal was like, those 4 people are aliens. He's like, alien. There's like 14 different aliens that can take on human bodies and do all the things. Look human, have human organs, human blood, and can't be detected as aliens. Those 4 guys died in a mass shooting, and there was one guy still there. Hal realized that guy's an alien. um John Stewart, who thought he knew what he was doing, told Hal, like, should we tell the sheriff that guy is alien? Hal was like, go ahead, go tell her. And Hal already knew, and the sheriff already knew. They just didn't want to spook the guy and was trying to arrest him. We get a scene where Jordan tells the sheriff that the guy sees it and he takes off. Jordan has to run out of the guy. And he does this weird run through this gymnasium that looks so weird. He was like this. It was so weird looking. But it was a decent chase scene. It was not great. Um like I said, we get Hal get arrested. William talks to the sheriff, bails Hal's out, and give him a chance to be able to talk to the alien because Hal got arrested to try to talk to the alien. He did. There's this awesome scene of how what is it when you talk to a suspect? What's that called?
Interrogate.
Interrogate. Yeah, interrogate. There's an interrogation scene where Hal Jordan is interrogating this guy, and he first off he's doing real slick things in this interrogation. He's like, "Hey, I'm pretty sure you want to phone home. I mean, call home," and that was a quick jab at him being extraterrestrial. And he start asking him, "Why are you here?" The guy's like, "I'm a truck driver. I've been here for 5 years." He's like, "I just came to this game because I love football. I love Nebraska football." And Hal asks him, "Okay, who when did Nebraska first win a championship?" The guy rattles off real fast. He's like, "Who's Nebraska's MVP in this year?" The guy rattles off fast, and then he asks him, um, "What house did Harry Potter go to?" And the guy was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, what house did Harry Potter go to?" Or something about Harry Potter. And the guy had no idea. He was like, "Yep, you're an alien." He was like, because at this time, this is 2016, and at 2011, Harry Potter had just came out and was like the biggest pop culture thing, period. That was outside of that 5 years of that guy being on Earth, he believed. So that was a way of him realizing he was a alien. The sheriff is watching the interrogation and she still doesn't feel like he's an alien. And there's a moment where the sheriff is like, why does you think everybody's an alien? And John Stewart goes, "Well, we're all aliens. It just depends on what planet you're standing on." Mind blown. That was like that's a real good way to think of it that way. Because if I'm standing on Uranus, I'm the alien at that point to them. So very cool. Um, and then how Jordan asks the alien, he said, what did he say? He said, "What do you think about Barack Obama?" He's like, "You're an alien that remembered football facts, but you don't know pop culture facts." He said something about one show, and then he said something about Barack Obama, and then he was about to say Paul RuPaul's Drag Race, and the alien interrupted, and he was like, "Barack Obama won the 2016 election, and it was some issue with his birth certificate, and people were kind of upset with that." And he was like, "How do you feel about Barack Obama?" He was like, "I don't know. He's the president. He's the president of the United States." He was like, "Wait, you're from Nebraska, right? And you don't have strong feelings about Barack Obama Hussein?" He's like, "You're 100% alien." And then the lady sheriff's watching it. She goes, you can see her face turns like, "Oh shit, he might be an alien." And that's when the alien realized his identity has been figured out. He drops the facade. He's like, "Let's hypothetically say I'm an alien and I'm on this salty, smelly planet, and I try not to be found out and by galactic police, and say I have a neutron bomb connected to my skeleton that I can connect at any moment just with a thought. Do you think it'd be best if you would just let me out of here and not let me blow up this whole town with this bomb?" And he was like, "Well, why would you do that? Or why would you blow up this town?" And Hal Jordan's like, "Look, I have my ring. If you want to blow up the town, I can put a bubble around you and stop it." The alien's like, this is when the aliens start asking how questions about Green Lanterns that only he would know. He's like, "Well, how long have you been here? You've been here 48 hours. Do your ring have enough power?" And Hal hesitates for a second. He's like, "Yeah, my ring has enough power, and my will has enough power to stop you from blowing up this town." He's like, "Sure, you didn't don't need to charge it. Did you bring your lantern to charge your ring?" And then the alien uses the Green Lantern oath. He goes, "Your oath that you swore to the blackest night." I don't know. I gotta remember this oath. But he's saying the oath to Hal Jordan, and Hal Jordan's like, "Stop." And this is one of the one things Hal takes seriously is that oath. And the alien says it, and Hal grabs him, throws him against the wall, and it's like, you don't even know who Harry Potter is. You're definitely an alien. And then the alien clicks on the bomb that's in his body, and you can hear this ticking. Hal throws him in the corner and bubbles him with his ring and an explosion. Hal survives the explosion and stands up like, see, told you he was an alien. And you have that amazing scene. At the end of that scene, we go to another scene where you jump 2026 into the future. We see um John Stewart driving in snow in Nebraska. He passes Williams Ranch where he had his whole militia at, and you can see he has been burned down. It's down to the studs. And as he drives to the football field and he's talking to the sheriff lady, and she's like, "Hey, it's been a long time. It's been 10 years. How you been?" He asks her how her kid is. She says, "My kid is tall. He's throwing. He's on the football team. He's the quarterback, and he's all state." She's like, and then he goes, "Does anybody else know about this situation?" She's like, "No, just the groundskeeper." And that's when we walk over and we go to the benches where Hal went to the benches in 2026 when the mass shooting happened there. We see Hal Jordan sitting there on the bench with a bullet in his head, a bullet shot hole in his head, and he's dead. And we end the episode with John Stewart brushing his hand off, looking for the ring. And we notice Hal Jordan doesn't have the ring, and John Stewart doesn't have the ring on him. So now we have a dead lantern, a missing ring, and the mysterious mystery happens in 2020. In 2016 we have to figure out what's going on with those aliens, but now in 2026 we have to figure out who killed John Stewart. And they set you up beautifully and hit you with such a hard hit in the beginning, at the end of this episode, where they kill Hal Jordan. Just amazing. I'm locked in. I'm good. My wife is watching it. She's probably not going to watch it too long because she falls asleep and she had to rewatch the episode. And I told her, look, I got to watch episodes, so you got to stay awake. One last thing. Damon Lindelof is really good with dealing with race relations and seeing different race things from a white and black's perspective. In this, he used the thing Green Lanterns have to all have is not to be fearful. They show different reactions to fear. How Jordan has no fear because he said he lost everybody who he loved. The sheriff says to John Stewart, he's like, yeah, you idolize him for not having fear, but you don't realize he doesn't have fear because he's all alone. He has nobody. He's alone. That's not a that kind of fear that you need to have. John Stewart is fearless because he's fearless of doing what he needs to do. He follows a chain of command. He has a different type of fearlessness. So we have to see the two different levels of fearness in these two men and what will be better served as a Green Lantern. But then also these two different people. There was a moment where John Stewart called his dad and told him about the situation with the car when Hal Jordan drove him off. He was like, yeah, he's able to have that kind of temper tantrum. We're not able to do that. We are not allowed to do that. He's able to do that. And it was a whole perspective of white men can go off the rails and still be looked at sanely. Black men can't do that and still be respected. And you have to play your part and stay in that box till you get to the goal you want to get to. And I think that's going to be an ongoing thing throughout this season, which I hope so, because it was beautifully done. And it's just a great show. This first episode is a 10 out of 10 for me. Hopefully, the rest of the season keeps going at this height. I know there's gonna be some lows, but hopefully it keeps going. But let us know in the comments, what did you think about it? How did you like this first episode? Did you watch it? And if you're not watching it, why not? Because it seems like it's gonna end up being a great show. With that being said, Marcus, sign us out. That's the podcast.
All right,
I tried to get it to 140.
I ain't gonna tell you how you tricked me. So, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, have a good night. Good to be back. Sorry, like I said, I was busy the last 2 weeks. Good to be back.
Life
Hit
was
the
like
hit the like, subscribe, hype button. Links in the description of all our social medias. Y'all seem to enjoyed Tammy talking about Spider-Man last week. A lot of
Appreciate that.
views.
Appreciate
I
showing
saw
the love
some
on that.
saw some in the comments. Shout out to y'all. Thank you for viewing us and commenting on our page and watching our clips. We really appreciate that. Let's see, links in the description. Like, subscribe, hype. Don't forget, we got the voicemail. Leave us, ask us a question. Might play it on an episode, depending on what you're talking about. But yeah, that's enough for me. I need to take a shower. I need to eat dinner.
Yep, I gotta eat dinner too.
So we'll holler at y'all next week.
Peace. All right, peace.